Oh, Natalie, they're gonna miss you. But you have to come back and update us on how you're progressing in school.
Did you want this?
Good.
It was headed your way before.
Okay. Oh, gee.
Thank you. Good evening. We are reconvening open session at 7:24 p.m. First, do we have a motion to adjourn closed session?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let's begin tonight's RUSD School Board meeting with Dora Rodriguez and David Leyva, sixth grade students at Cusera Middle School, who will lead us in the pledge.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
I will be leading you in the Pledge of Allegiance in Spanish. Ready, begin. Listos. Juro lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la República la cual representa una nación bajo Dios indivisible con libertad y justicia para todos. Gracias. Se pueden sentar. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dora and David. And now, Cusera Principal, Mrs. Monique Conway, said though this will seem long, they timed all of this to 5 minutes. First, our sixth grade students will perform a medley from Cusera's Multicultural Assembly, directed by Mrs. Veronica Diaz Saucedo and Mrs. Lydia James. One Day is a poem written by sixth grade students Savannah Compton and Madison Salas, followed by De Colores by Cusera student Sarah Urbieta, and then the song We Shall Overcome by Cusera student Owen Napper. We thank Cusera staff and parents for attending our meeting tonight to support our talented students.
One day we will not be afraid to be in our own skin. One day we won't hold hang shadows away from people. One day we will not be separated into different types, colored and not. One day we won't care who we hang out with. One day we will not have violence or want to fight. One day we will be equal and make peace with each other. One day we won't have the need to hurt anyone that has not done anything to us. One day we'll have a month where we will care and learn of the great things that people have done in our lives. One day dreams come into goals, goals come into accomplishments, accomplishments come into history. One day!
De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajarillos que vienen de afuera. De colores es el arco iris que vemos lucir. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Canta el gallo con el kirikiri, kirikiri. La gallina con el cara. Los polluelos con el pío, pi. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Wow, that was really beautiful. Let's give them another big round of applause. Thank you, Kusera. Okay, do we have a report out of closed session?
Yes, we do. We have one. The Board of Education accepted the supervisory appointment of Sharon Faria as Fiscal Services Supervisor. The roll call vote was as followed. President Nancy O'Kelly, yes. Vice President Dino Walker, yes. Clerk Joseph Martinez, yes. Member Edgar Montes, yes. There was one absent.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and now we move on to presentations. Our first presentation is the recognition of the Rialto Unified School District scholarship recipients, and Dr. Avila will be presenting those.
Thank you, President O'Kelly, members of the board, and viewing audience. The Rialto Unified School District has a great tradition of supporting the success of all students. With that said, I, along with the Board of Education, are more than happy in doing our part in assisting our employee children in achieving their goals in recognition of the services and dedication of the teachers and classified employees of the district. 11 annual employee recognition scholarships, these are students, will be presented tonight to those parents and or guardians who are permanent employees of the district. We congratulate our children and wish that these college-bound seniors, we wish them the greatest of success. Students, when I call your name, please come up to the podium to receive your $1,000 scholarship.
Should we all line up out there to
Yes.
shake hands?
If you can please join me to shake hands. First, we have Nevada L. Chauvin.
Okay. Nevada is a high school senior at Rancho Cucamonga High School, where he is right now as we speak graduating. And so he asked me to come in his place. He is graduating cum laude honor society, recognized as outstanding academic achievement, principal honor roll, and for outstanding efforts at architectural drafting and engineering design. And he would like to say thank you very much. And I won't take up any more time.
Our next recipient is Kyle Elsman.
Thank you. My wife Tammy, school nurse at Rialto High School, myself at Rialto Middle School teaching computers. My son Kyle up at Walla Walla University, which is up in Washington, in the state of Washington, and he is in class this evening and unable to attend, but he sends his sincerest thank you very, very much for supporting him and his education, and of course from Mom and I as well. Thank you very, very much.
Next, we have Peyton K. Geyser. No Peyton. Next, we have Brandon B. Kim. Next, we have Catherine M. Lazat.
Thank you, guys.
Next, we have Angel Lopez.
Thank you so much.
Angel Angel Lopez. Next, we have Sierra N. Mann. Next, we have Tyler C. Thies, or Theus. Next, we have McKenna Urain. Next, we have Alexander A. Verdinas. Next, we have Jabari S. Watson. And last but not least, we have our student board member with a scholarship of $2,000, Natalie Baca. Thank you much.
Oh, I did. Oh my God.
Yes, why don't we have all the students if you want to come in? Go ahead. If you want. I'm trying. No pressure. 3, 2, 1. All right, one. I need you to look, Sharon, don't drop that. Okay, one. Look at me first real quick. 1, 2, 3. One more. One, two, three, and one more. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
And Mr. Martinez has an additional student award to present.
Okay, I'm not sure if the student is here or not from Rialto High School. Mr. Terry Clay. Okay, Mr. Garza, would you take it to him, please? Okay, these 3 students will be getting a $1,000 scholarship. Miss Natalie Baca for leadership. Maria Lopez will be getting one tomorrow evening for Eisenhower STEM. And Terry Clay also for STEM. And all of them are $1,000 from the J.W. Martinez Scholarship.
All right.
Okay, and now the Retired Teachers Association is going to present grants to teachers.
Yes, hi, thank you. Good evening. I am Dale Van Camp. I'm a retired Fontana school teacher. I'm currently working with California Retired Teachers Association, Division 90. I am their grant chairman, and I will explain that briefly in just a moment. With me on my right are Bev and John Knipple, also on the grant committee, but our newly elected co-presidents. And standing to my immediate right is Daisy Robinson, also a retired Fontana teacher and on the grant committee. CalRTA does 2 really important things throughout the year. Besides protecting pensions, one big thing we do is we raise money all year to give back to teachers in Division 90, specifically Colton, Fontana, and the Rialto school districts. We have a wonderful, wonderful group of teachers, and they work all year and really support this program. And I'm very pleased to say that this year we were able to raise enough money for 15 $250 grants to current teachers in the 3 school districts. And it is with absolutely terrific, great pleasure that I'm able to share with you that you had 4 recipients in Rialto, no, said that wrong, 4 grants being awarded in Rialto to 6 school teachers. 3 teachers were sharing 1 grant for their grade level. And so it's really with great pleasure that I will introduce those 4 recipients that are here tonight. 2 of them couldn't be here. They had a last-minute emergency. They will come up here and stand, and then we'll just move around and shake your hands, and I have a certificate to present to the superintendent. So the teachers that are here tonight, Lena Alfaro from Morgan Elementary School. Lena, come on up. And they have already received their money. We went to a staff meeting and surprised them, and I think it worked out really well. Very, very good reactions from teachers. Cheryl Dietz is here from Preston Elementary School. Also representing the team of 3 teachers from Morgan Elementary School, Deanna Wirtz is here, and the other 2 members of her team would be Pam Beach and Jennifer Jones. From Trapp Elementary School, Rebecca Hollis. Oh, thank you very much. So these teachers do a terrific job in the classroom. We are very, very pleased to be able to support any way we can and hope to continue doing so in coming years, and just hope that more and more teachers beginning in February will look for our grant applications to come out. Thank you again. So we'll just go shake hands.
Congratulations.
Still working on it now?
Congratulations. Great job. Congratulations.
It's a great time of year. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for helping support our teachers. I know that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Still Jennifer.
you as well.
She's still Jennifer Jones. Congrats, Mr. Hughes.
I'm glad it works out.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Wow, this is just a great night of recognition and for our teachers and our students. Now we're moving on with Board Member Edgar Montes is going to present his key to the district to Maria I. Romano, parent volunteer at Rialto High School.
Good evening. Buenas noches. Maganda Gabi. Without parents, of course, there would be no students. Parents are the original and most important piece in the triangle of success. Since I've been on the Board of Education, the Rialto Unified School District has begun a commendable tradition of honoring an education advocate who exemplifies leadership and service to our students with the most positive of dispositions. The recognition, a key to the district, is presented by each individual board member annually. Seeking a deserving person who goes above and beyond can be a challenge because there's so many. But my key this year will be awarded to Rialto Unified School District parent volunteer, Mrs. Maria Isabel Romano. From 2005, when she and her family moved to Rialto from the Philippines, Mrs. Romano has been consistently and compassionately volunteering her time to students and staff in the district. Mrs. Romano was born in Albay, Philippines. Did I say that correct? She graduated from St. Steve's Academy High School and also from Immaculate Conception College in the Philippines. She practiced nursing in her homeland, but after coming to America with her husband, Joel Romano. Come on up, please come on up. And their two sons, Justin and Jude. Please come on up, please. Mrs. Romano decided to keep her focus at home. She said that when she went to enroll her sons at Cali Elementary School in 2005, she was asked by staff if she wanted to be a parent volunteer. Quote, I said, okay, I can do it, and this way I can be closer to my sons and help other children whose parents might not be able to be there. She replied, I liked it. For over a decade, Mrs. Romano has been an active parent volunteer at Cali Elementary School, J. Hugh Middle School, and Rialto High School. Her eldest son, Justin, graduated from Rialto High School and attends University of California, Irvine, majoring in pharmacy, and Jude is a senior at Rialto High School. And I see your principal here tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and invite him over to come on over and stand with you guys here. And let's give him a round of applause also. Thank you, Mr. Ayala, for coming here tonight to support your parents. It's very important. It's very important for our schools to support our parents. Some of the responsibilities that Mrs. Romano has taken on through the years include assisting teachers in the classrooms, participating in school fundraisers through countless bake sales, chaperoning field trips for such events as band competitions, serving on the school site council, and serving as an active parent representative for the GATE conference and helping with the parent center. Quote, "When I am asked to do something," she explained, "I know it's for the students, so it's hard to say no. I just like helping others, and there is a need, where there is a need." Mrs. Romano was born on the first Mrs. Romano was one of the first volunteering teams when the district's parent center opened in 2009. She was one of the first parent university graduates, volunteered at the initial stages of the parent summit, and was one of the first RUSD safety volunteer graduates. One of the things I really stood out to me about Mrs. Romano is that she's at every parent summit, every single one, no matter what school it's at, and she's always there to help, and she's always smiling. If you calculate how much any part of time employee works since 2005, 5 days a week, someone would have to pay Mrs. Romano thousands of dollars in back pay.
Oh, okay.
But she happily volunteers without any expectations or rewards. But her time is invaluable because she throws herself in the service to others. Tonight, I would like to honor you, Mrs. Romano. It is not about just dedicating the countless thousands of hours volunteering, but how you do it. No complaints, always a smile, and without any display of fanfare and accolades. This key is a small gesture to say thank you for the incalculable lives of children, parents, staff, and the community of Rialto that you have touched. Thank you. Salamat. If we could just take a group picture with Mrs. Romano, probably right here in the front.
Can they get in the front side?
Yes.
Hold on for her son.
Facebook page.
Yeah.
I think you have to get off Facebook.
And one more picture for the parents that are here to support her tonight, because I see they got flowers. Come on up here, parents. Come on up here. Maybe the husband can hold those for her right there. Okay, one more picture?
Yes. She
All
wants to
right.
get it.
All right.
One, two, three. And one more. Thank you.
Good evening to the school board, the superintendent and staff, and to all the parents here present, and all of you. I was planning to just thank the school board privately, but Saida told me that I have to talk to make a speech. So here I am talking to you. Volunteering makes me happy, not only for helping in my two sons' class, but also with other students. Helping teachers make their work a little bit easier, and it is also an advantage to me because I am updated of what's happening. All the schools that I volunteered, Kelly, JU, Rialto High School, are so welcoming that I enjoy doing it. I would like to thank Mr. Edgar Montes and all the school board for their precious award. Thank you to my husband for letting me do it, and to my two sons, Justin and Jude, for their understanding because sometimes they're already at home and I'm still at school. I would also like to thank Elizabeth Moreno and other parent volunteers for their support. Thank you.
Over the top, well deserved, well deserved.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you for your service to our kids. Okay, and now we're going to move on with the REA, CSEA, and RSMA employees of the quarter. And I am going to present the REA employee of the quarter.
Okay, so got the REA. Sorry.
Every school year, the RUSD Board of Education publicly honors 3 employees of the quarter from each of our respective unions, the classified, certificated, and management. And tonight, I am presenting the REA employee of the quarter because our award is going to a very dear friend of mine who is a former co-worker of mine at Carter High School, Dr. Carl Arnett Duncan. Carl, come on down. Carl Duncan is a history teacher at Carter High School. Dr. Duncan was born in Los Angeles as the 4th and youngest son of Arnett Sr. and Icy May. He has 3 older sisters. Graduating from Crenshaw High School in 1975, Dr. Duncan attended Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa. He earned his bachelor's and master's degrees from the University of California, Riverside, and his doctorate degree in education from the University of California, Irvine. In 1998, Dr. Duncan applied for a teaching position at the Rialto Unified School District while serving as a professor at both Chaffey and San Bernardino community colleges. I would teach high school students at the college level, but wondered why they weren't better prepared, he stated. I thought to myself, if I could only have reached them at a post-secondary level, they wouldn't be struggling here. So I decided to make the change. I transferred to the K-12 system to help them early on. Dr. Duncan became a full-time U.S. history, sociology, and psychology teacher at Coursera Middle School in 1998. In 2003, he was on the opening team for Carter High School, where he currently teaches U.S. history, AVID, and ethnic studies. And we opened Carter High School together. It was a really awesome and memorable time for us. Very exciting. Greatest part of my job is influencing the trajectory of my students' lives. When I hear back how great my students are doing, it justifies my existence on this planet. Dr. Duncan is married to wife Kathy for 21 years. Kathy, would you come up and join us? Thank you. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't write this. Okay, the couple lives in San Bernardino and have 2 daughters, Tara and Shasan. They are both products of the RUSD systems, attending Preston Elementary School, Kolb Middle School, and Eisenhower High School. Dr. Duncan said he never expected a recognition, but it is inspiring when someone notices the work of a teacher. Lisa Limberg, president of REA, selected Dr. Duncan. She added, Carl has been one of our high school directors on the REA executive board for 4 years. He has also been a past delegate to the National Education Association. representative assembly and intends to attend as a guest to be involved in the Black Educators Caucus and to observe the goings-on at the NEARA during a presidential election year in Washington, D.C. this summer. Carl is serving on the Strategic Planning Committee for RUSD, and will be involved this summer with the Strategic Action Team. So will I. So we'll be working together again. He is a leader for his secondary colleagues and an inspiration to his students. We are fortunate to have him in REA and in the Rialto Unified School District. And we definitely agree, Lisa. Congratulations, Dr. Duncan. And this certificate of recognition presented on Wednesday, May 18th, 2016 by the Rialto Unified School District Board of Education to Dr. Arnett Duncan, teacher, Carter High School, employee of the quarter for Rialto Education Association. My pleasure.
I guess I get to say a speech too. I didn't say it, didn't tell me that, but I'm always ready to make a speech. I'm a teacher. I want to thank the Rialto board. I want to thank Superintendent Avila. I have to acknowledge my daughters. They are living their lives as successful professionals, and a teacher can't ask any more of that of his students, and I guess my daughters are my #1 students. And they are products of the Rialto Unified School District. Good things grow in Rialto. Yes. I also have to thank my wife. The best decision I ever made in my life was to marry Kathy Harper. And that was 34 years ago, and the decision keeps looking better and better every day. Yes. In 1898, my grandmother turned 18. She graduated from college, and she became a teacher. And she started a family tradition. In 1969, my uncle became the superintendent of the Columbia County, Arkansas schools. And at that time, he was the highest ranking African American public official in the state of Arkansas. And as a result, everybody wanted to invite him to the banquets. They wanted him at their weddings. They wanted to take pictures with him. And I remember my uncle making this statement. He said, "All these pats on the back ain't worth a bleep." The mark of a successful educator is when your former students come back and tell you that you made a difference in their lives. And I'm happy to say that I get that consistently. He said that was the cake. And I have to say, Uncle, if that's the cake, this is the icing. And the icing's pretty sweet. So I want to say thank you. I am humbled and honored at this. And I have to say this. I was at Casera. Nancy O'Kelly moved from Casera to become the Dean of Students at Cole. Right. And I took over her classroom. And I learned so much about how to organize and manage a classroom just by what I saw her having already done. So I have to, if I'm getting this, it's in part because of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
And no calendar.
Well deserved, thank you. Very proud of you, sir. Thanks for sharing some rice there. Thank you, Mr. Rice.
We're now going to move on with the CSEA Employee of the Quarter, and Mr. Ayala will present that.
Before I call up the next recipient, I too would like to share just a short story. I can remember back in the early 60s, maybe 10, 12 years old, and I wanted to impress my mother and my sister, and so wasn't listening very closely, but they were sending me to the store. They gave me like $1.50, and they said, okay, milk, eggs, bread, and if there's any money left over, buy a pie, but we want pumpkin pie. And I just remember hearing pie. So I went to the store. Yes, I had a little money left over, and I got a cherry pie. And I came home all excited. Oh, we're going to chow down, right? You know. And then I took everything out of the bag, and they were disappointed. And I didn't want to disappoint them. My mother says, that's okay, mijo. Cherry pie's good, but we wanted pumpkin. With that being said, let's call up Mrs. Cynthia James, and you'll see how this works together. Oh, and she's got a superstar with her. And what's the superstar's name? Vanessa. Let's give it up for Vanessa, too. Obviously, the little story I told you, I wasn't a very good buyer. But the one to my left here, certainly fits that mold. She's a very good buyer. She's the district buyer. And so if she gets one number wrong or she highlights the wrong line, somebody's going to be disappointed by not getting their pumpkin pie. Tonight we are honored to recognize Mrs. Cynthia James, the district buyer, as Classified School Employees Association, CSEA, Employee of the Quarter. Mrs. James was born in Tucson, Arizona, to an Air Force family who later relocated to California, settling in the city of Fontana. Mrs. James graduated from Fontana High School in 1974 and attended San Bernardino Valley College. I'm just reading it. In April 1998, Mrs. James came to work as a purchasing clerk at the Rialto Unified School District. After 2 years, due to budget cuts, she was transferred to the accounting department and nutritional services. But then, within 6 months, she was back in purchasing under maintenance and operations and the purchasing department. Ms. James' budget as a buyer in the district exceeds to the millions. I purchase the tools that are needed to support and upkeep our schools, she said. Would you want to read this, or you want me to read it for you?
There are a lot of checks and balances. She buys equipment, including landscaping materials, contract
And
works.
I'll read that part
Okay.
right there. I thought it'd be a little longer.
Oh.
Usually it is. I'm sorry. She buys equipment, including landscape materials, contractor works, and anything that the schools and support sites, team members, and maintenance and operation services would need to keep the business of education going. Okay, you can read this part.
I enjoy my job, and I can beat the 10-minute work commute. I also enjoy the people I work with.
And the feeling is mutual. Cynthia brings a wealth of experience and expertise to the purchasing department, said Miss James. Supervisor, Mr. Daniel Destrola. Are you here, Mr. Daniel Destrola? Come on up and join us. I can read this for you, or you can read this.
Oh, yeah. She's very open and adaptable to new methods and techniques to improve. I wrote this. You think I would know this?
Use the mic.
Oh, sorry. To improve customer service for our end users. She is a hard worker and a team player, and we are fortunate to have her in our department. This is a recognition that is very well deserved.
Excellent. Miss James is a single mother of 3 grown children, Christopher, Elizabeth, and Mark. Christopher, are you here? I'm here, yes. Come on up, Christopher. And how about Mark?
No, he's working.
Okay.
They're working.
Her daughter-in-law, Lydia James. Are you here? Come on up. Price is Right. Come on down. Remember that show? Oh, that's your mom and dad. Lydia James is a teacher at Casera Middle School. She is also a doting grandmother of 2, Nicholas and Vanessa. Here we go. This keeps getting better. Okay, so this is Nicholas, and and Vanessa's right here. My most favorite. Here, go ahead.
My most favorite spare time activity is spending time with my 2 amazing grandchildren.
She replied. And here we have another one. CSEA President Linda Silva. Come on up and join us, please. Okay.
Cynthia is friendly, reliable, and an overall outstanding classified employee with a great sense of humor. She does the buying of supplies to support our maintenance staff so that they can keep our schools operational. Cynthia's overall personality and work ethic is what brings her to us today as the CSEA Employee of the Quarter. Congratulations, Cynthia.
And we have a little certificate here, a couple of them. And this is a certificate of recognition for all the hard work you've done. And this is presented to you by the Rialto Unified School District Board of Education to Cynthia James.
Thank you.
Has one here for you.
And this certificate is from CSEA, Cynthia, for your dedicated service to the staff and administration of the Rialto School District. We thank you.
Would you like to say something?
Sure. I would like to thank everybody who had a hand in this wonderful award. And I'd also like to make clear that I am not the only buyer in the district. We have 2 other very capable and wonderful buyers.
Let's take some pictures. Let's move out here.
I know, we all get crammed back
Where's
there
Bill
behind
Ross?
the podium for these pictures.
Bill here?
We need
Bill's
to-
here.
Oh, Bill.
Bill should be in.
Come on. I just didn't see his name on here, but you know
Okay.
what? This is another instrumental man in this department here.
Okay, so let's get a picture.
Let me get on
One,
this side here.
2, and 3. One more. Hold on one second. You know it now, right? Okay, 1, 2, and 3, and one more. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we're going to move on with the Rialto School Managers Association, Employee of the Quarter, and Ms. Walker is going to present that.
Good evening. Rialto School Managers Association selected Cole Middle School Assistant Principal, Mrs. Karen Good. She is their Employee of the Quarter. She's already here. A 1992 graduate of Eisenhower High School. Woo! Ms. Good is also a monthly 5K runner and stage performer. She not only serves our district with distinction, but she tirelessly gives herself through her charity work for Team Muscle Makers for Ulrich Congenital Muscular Dystrophy, the Fontana American Little League, and the Theater Experience of Southern California. Mrs. Good was born in San Bernardino just 42 years ago. Married to a fellow Eisenhower High School graduate, she and her husband, Matthew Good, have 2 children, Haley and Liam. Are they here? Husband and Liam and Haley? Yay, family. Mrs. Good began working in the RUSD in 2000. After graduating from Cal State San Bernardino, She also graduated from Grand Canyon University in 2005. She was an elementary teacher from before joining administration at Morgan and Myers Elementary School. As an elementary assistant principal, she said her goal is to enter the high school administration level when her son is a freshman. Kolb Middle School principal Mrs. Carolyn Eady nominated Mrs. Good for RSMA's Employee of the Quarter recognition. Is Miss Eady here? Where is she? Oh, I was like, okay, my eyes are. She says that she is an excellent, exemplary leader who, through her perpetually positive perspective, pays the PPPs. Paves the way for students and staff to access incredible learning opportunities such as coding competitions, Kids That Code, Avid partnership with Preston, Student Leadership Conference at Disneyland, the STEM Saturday School at Kolb for students, regional Mesa competitions, nationally recognized Kolb Kaleidoscope newspaper, Fitbit walking running group with staff and community members, just to name a few. A proud Rialto product, Mrs. Good is a student and family-centered administrator. She always goes above and beyond. Kolb Middle School is very fortunate to have her. Congratulations, Mrs. Good. We're so proud of you. And this is your certificate. And are we? Oh, are we? 1, 2, 3, and one more. And if you'd like to just say a few words, we'd like to do that.
I would just like to say thank you to my colleagues for this award. I graciously appreciate the honor, and thank you very much.
He wants another picture. Liam does. It's like, I've got this certificate. Congratulations, Karen.
I know. Okay, now we move on with public comments from the floor. At this time, any person wishing to speak on any item not on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes. Do we have any, Dr. Avila?
Yes, we have several items not on the agenda. First, we have Miss Allison Whitaker.
Good evening. This is my very first time at a school board meeting. I've been very encouraged by all the awards and all the positive encouragement, and I know it's been earned. These people have worked hard, and I have a letter that I want to read. I'm a parent and a teacher, a parent volunteer at Frisbee Middle School, and I wrote a letter to the principal, and he asked me to come and share it with you as a board. This letter is to express our concerns for Frisbee's promotion ceremony. First of all, we want to thank you for accepting the transfer of our student Brandon Whitaker into your school district for his 6th, 7th, and 8th grade years. We have been very thankful for the excellent teachers he has had while at Frisbee Middle School. He has learned to work hard for his grades and become responsible for his own actions. He earned straight A's during his 8th grade year, and we know he worked hard for them. The second item we wanted to discuss, my husband and I, he's not here obviously, is the 8th grade promotion. It has come to our attention that all the 8th graders have been invited to participate in the promotion ceremony, even those who have failed in their classes. We understand that in prior years, only those students who earned the minimum passing grades participated in the promotion exercises. We are very disappointed in the change that was made for this year. Although we still plan on attending with our student, we believe it is a mockery of the promotion process for those who have not earned the ceremony. We considered not attending in protest, but decided to allow our son the experience to finish his 8th grade year. We plan on transferring our son to a different district for high school, where he will be held to a high standard as well as his classmates for graduation. We strongly recommend the school board reconsider the criteria for the 8th grade promotion for future years. It is sad, appalling, embarrassing, discouraging, and diminishes the value of the promotion to see students who choose to fail and disrespect the teachers while receiving a taxpayer-paid education, then receive the same award as those who choose to meet the reasonable requirements for promotion. Thank you for listening.
Next, we have Ms. Paula Bailey.
Good evening, Superintendent, board members, Madam President. Tonight I'm coming for several reasons, and I want to start out with I'm super excited, and I hope I get to see all of you at the 8th grade promotion, and don't forget the elementary promotions on next Wednesday. They're going to be fabulous. I've heard some of the songs the kids are practicing to sing for everybody. Then another good note is, of course, I went to yet another IEP, and this one was actually for one of my own children. And it was fabulous. I'm really impressed with how, I can go to anywhere from preschool all the way through middle school and some high school. And the special ed department, they're really coming together, looking at the needs of the kiddos. All the teachers are really, gung-ho in what they can do to support these kids. So one of the program specialists were there, and she helped make sure everything went smoothly. I guess she thought I was going to cause trouble, but not me. No, but everything went well. Oh, I see. No. But no, everything is moving in the right direction. I'm really excited about it. Anywhere from my little ones that I work with, through my work organization, all the way through my own children. So I'm really excited about that. Not to leave on a down note, I am kind of concerned about some of the admin changes that were made. I don't know all the details of why those who were indicated were, but I'm kind of sad about them because there's some really amazing people that, changes are going to be made. And, I was looking forward to my kids having some of those administrators as theirs, and unfortunately that's not the case. So I'm sure you have your reasons, but, for instance, I'm out of time. But, well, have a great evening, and thank you for listening, and thanks.
Next, we have Angel Jimenez.
Good evening. My name is Angel Jimenez. I am here to speak about someone you may know the way I do. I am here to talk about Dr. Fernando Navarrete. Dr. Navarrete is the principal at Dunn Elementary, and you all made the choice to take him away from our home, Dunn Elementary. I say you all made the choice because it's very sad no one cares to ask us children what we think. We are the ones who have been with him day after day. I don't really remember seeing many of faces in this room at Dunn Elementary. To see all the good things Dr. Navarrete does, Dunn Elementary has a lot of principals and assistant principals. Nobody ever stays long. We seem to be the school that has all change whenever they want, but I know that it doesn't have to be the way. I know other schools in here in Rialto have been lucky enough to keep the principals for over 10 years. So why? Why pick on us at Dunn? We finally have a caring person that pushes the students to do better and is always there when we need to talk to him, or at least come by and say hello. I know that you are thinking I'm just a kid. I don't know better, but I know how kids feel, and I do also hear things that were set out there because these doors, I know that you guys think about test scores and beginning the best. But so does Dr. Navarrete. And to be fair, we all students in Rialto, not just students at Dunn, struggle. We want Dr. Navarrete to continue to be a Dunn Dolphin. Do you know that he does more than just sit at his desk? Do you know at Christmas time he becomes Santa Claus and allows us to take pictures with him? Because many of us can't go to the mall and take a picture. It costs a lot too much money. Do you know that on Mother's Day he sets a table outside and we, the kids that just get a fresh flower from there and give it to their moms, our moms, we are when they drop off at school, do you know that we've been the winners of a Red Ribbon Week for 2 years in a row? Yes. He comes on Saturdays and stays late, gets on the ladder, and makes our school red. How about science? The Science STEM Bowl. Oh. Did you know Dunn finally placed their levels of the STEM Bowl? I know what you're probably thinking. I'm just a kid. I don't know much, but shouldn't I be an important person here? Y'all, what should make matter to you all that in charge of the district? Please just hear me and forget about me. I am a student of Rialto and I can't be good enough for please to listen to me and be hopefully you can think about leaving Dr. Navarrete where he belongs, at the corner of Ediwanda and Lilac at Dunn Elementary School, and continue to make us all Dynamite Dolphins. Thank you for your time and good night.
Thank you.
Next we have Silvia Cortez.
Buenas noches. Miembros de la silla directiva y superintendente. Mi nombre es Silvia Cortés, soy padre de la escuela Dan. Hace 2 días nos informaron de la mala noticia que el distrito tomó la decisión de remover a nuestro director, señor Navarrete, de nuestra escuela Dan. Cuando le preguntamos al director la razón, Mi nombre es Silvia Cortés.
My name is Silvia Cortés.
Soy padre de la escuela Dan.
I am a parent of the dance school.
Hace 2 días
2 days ago,
nos informaron de la mala noticia
they gave us the bad news
que el distrito tomó la decisión
that the district took the decision
de remover a nuestro director,
to remove the principal,
señor Navarrete,
Mr. Navarrete,
de nuestra escuela Dan.
from our school Dan.
Cuando le preguntamos al director
When we asked the principal
la razón,
the reason,
respetuosamente
respectfully,
dijo
he
que fue
said
decisión del distrito.
it was the district decision.
Nuestra escuela se merece un director activo
Our school earns a active principal
que sepa llevar la rienda de la escuela
that knows how to direct the school.
y esa persona es el señor Navarrete.
That person is Mr. Navarrete.
Nuestra escuela se merece un director que mantenga orden,
Our school should get a principal that will maintain order
que levante la escuela en las áreas académicas
and lift up the school in academic areas.
y el señor Navarrete lo ha logrado en los 3 años que ha estado como director.
Mr. Navarrete has done so in those 3 years that he have been the principal.
El señor Navarrete ha restablecido confianza,
Mr. Navarrete have gained confidence,
orden y ha subido el espíritu académico de los maestros y estudiantes.
order, and he has raised the spirit of academic for the students and teachers.
La comunidad se siente muy orgullosa de los logros que la escuela ha logrado.
The community are very proud of all the
Achievements.
the achievement that they have gained
En el corto tiempo durante su mando como director.
in the short time as a principal.
logros impresionantes en la escuela
achievements that are very impressive at the school.
desde que llegó a nuestra escuela el director señor Fernando Navarrete.
From he came to our school, Mr. Fernando Navarrete.
Hemos ganado 2 listones rojos a nivel del distrito.
We have 1, 2 red collar at the district level,
El STEM Bowl ganador el primero y el segundo lugar.
and first and second place in the STEAM Bowl.
Cumbre de Padres, una escuela con más padres que participan y agradan al ambiente.
In the summit group, we're the most parents that we impress, and
It's the
in
school with the most
atmosphere,
parents.
The school with the most parents.
Involucramiento de padres, el nivel involucramiento de padres es subido desde que el señor Navarrete.
Parents' attendance have grown since Mr. Navarrete.
La junta de café con el director del concilio escolar ILA ha ido en aumento.
ELAC have grown. Coffee with the principal and the school site council have grown.
Para concluir, al parecer, el supervisor
To conclude, the supervisor,
del
Mr.
señor
Navarrete,
Navarrete, la señora Linda Miner,
Mrs. Linda Manner,
no sabe valorar
she don't know to value
cuando un administrador es bueno
when an administrator is good,
y que se sabe llevar las riendas del plantel.
and that he knows how to take forward the campus.
¿Desde cuándo es malo tener un director que se preocupe por los estudiantes?
When it's been wrong to have a principal that he worries about his students.
Desde que escucha a los padres,
That listen to parents,
que mantengan orden y que lleve y suba a un nivel muy alto
that maintains order and grow in a great level.
académico a una escuela.
Academic, the school.
Si eso es ser mal director,
If this is being a bad principal,
entonces el distrito tiene sus prioridades
then the district has priorities.
mal.
The district have their priorities wrong.
Esto demuestra la falta de incapacidad
This shows the lack of capacity,
intelectual y profesional
intellectual and professional,
de la señora
of Miss
Miner, de no reconocer los logros de un director
that she don't recognize the success of a principal.
como supervisor y representante del distrito.
As a supervisor and representative of the district,
Comparen los logros del señor Navarrete con otros directores
please compare his success with other principals,
y comparen las manzanas con manzanas y sepan evaluar a una persona.
please compare apples with apples and evaluate a person.
Cuando está haciendo un buen trabajo como el señor Navarrete,
When he's doing a good job as Mr. Navarrete,
la información que dio la señora Miner al superintendente fue falsa.
the information that Ms. Minor gave to the superintendent was false,
Incorrecta.
incorrect.
Espero que cambien su modo de pensar sobre el señor Fernando Navarrete.
I hope you change the way you think of Mr. Fernando Navarrete.
Yo soy una madre
I am a mom.
que no nomás voy y dejo a mis hijos en la escuela.
I just don't go and drop off my kids at
Yo
school.
estoy en la escuela ayudando a
I'm
los-
at school
a los
helping
maestros,
the
al
teachers,
señor director en
the
lo que se
principal,
pueda.
in anything he needs.
Por eso hoy
That's why today
pido por favor que,
I ask,
que nos
please.
den la oportunidad de tener al señor Navarrete como nuestro director.
give us the opportunity to have Mr.
Nosotros lo
Navarrete as our
necesitamos.
principal. We need him.
Todos aquí
Okay,
estamos
thank
para
you. Our
apoyar.
time is
We're here
up.
to support.
Next, we have
She's going to turn
Dino
in
Esquivel.
some signatures.
No, I'm fine. Hi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here and my granddaughter, my granddaughter goes to Dunn Elementary. I just found out today that our principal was leaving our school. I've known Mr. Never Ready for a lot of years because He came from a school that was just down the street from Dunn, and he was a very compassionate man, hardworking, a good role model for Latinos in our community. One thing I've always talked to my children was that we don't give enough credit to our leaders in our community. And Mr. Neverready is one of those leaders. And I appreciate him very much. And I'm going to tell you something. We gain a lot from having Mr. Neverready at Dunn Elementary, because my grandchildren to this day, they're in high school already. And to this day, they still respect when they see him, even though they don't go to school there no more in elementary, but they have a deep respect for him. And myself, I'm also their grandfather, and I've been there in the mornings when my children couldn't, my daughter couldn't be there for them. He would take time to talk with me, because I would drop them off at school and I would go to the meetings. Because I was a truck driver and I worked late at night, just so that I can take my grandkids and help my son-in-law and daughter-in-law with the grandchildren. And so I've been doing it for a lot of years. And today I really found out that Mr. Neverready his job was threatened, and I'm also a pastor in the community. I left my my congregation this evening to come here, and I cut it short because I told them the importance of being here to support our principal. And I just hope you guys really understand that this gentleman is a man of integrity, and he's a good man, and he's fair, and he knows how to talk to people. And I look at him with the highest respect. And I hope that you will reconsider your decision, because, it would be a great loss to our community. And so that's what I would like to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Next, we have Mr. Russell Silva.
Good evening, board members, administration, and viewing audience. My name is Russell Silva. When I was young, it was always hard to put in a perspective of the loss of a good friend when they would move on, even if it was only across town. They're still around, but they're no longer in those familiar spots that you're used to, like under the big oak tree in your neighbor's yard, in the playing field across when you're playing catch, sitting next to you on Saturday mornings watching cartoons. These are memories that you always hold in your heart, but you still miss them. Jen Harper, you have left an impression, a handprint on her heart. Over her 27-year career, she has had the privilege of teaching more than 30 people that have come back as classified employees or certificated employees to this district. When she was teaching an RM at Rialto Middle School, her problem-based learning group, with the assistance of her husband Mike, built a victory garden where the students grew vegetables, and they donated those vegetables to the food bank. She told me that she always tried to connect her lessons to the support of the community to make future citizens. This is how Jan has been a teacher and a mentor. Even when she wasn't at work, she was out involved in the community as school site council at the PTA, Girl Scouts at her daughter's Simpson Elementary School. She sponsored graffiti cleanup and community beautification projects with neighborhood children. And an active member in Sunrise Church, she managed the nursery for 15 years. Jan has always been a person that has led with example. Jan was never an upfront person. She was always behind in the background, but she was always there to support people. When she was promoted to the community, to the coordinator of testing and assessment, then on to the director of Quality Education Investment Act, finally to the executive director of secondary instruction. She was there to support her staff and the teachers, always working to provide opportunities for students in the district to be the best they can, to be the leaders for tomorrow. Jen now moves on to the deepest passion she has, her two beautiful granddaughters. how fortunate for them that they will have not just a Nana, but a friend, with great morals and characters that will help her parents fashion them into influential leaders of this world. That doesn't surprise me. Jan told me that Rialto is more than just a place to work and a home. It has been a true sense of community, a nurturing community, a sense of the Norman Rockwell America. And she will cherish her memories for years. Although it has been 27 years, it has gone so fast. And mostly I think it is because we have not realized that we were making memories. We were just out there having fun. To Jan, thank you is not enough. God bless your journey.
Next we
Jen
have-
Harper, you will be dearly, dearly missed. And we love you. And thank you, Russell, for getting me all teary-eyed.
Next, we have Chesamar Thornton.
Hello, members of the board, Superintendent, Madam President. Very nervous. I'm a parent. I've been sitting here for an hour just thinking of what to say in the most appropriate way. I do have a complaint, but after sitting here and just listening to these proceedings, they're such beautiful proceedings, and I don't want to cast any kind of negative thing. But I do want to point out that our family has been treated horribly by a school within the district. If you would give me any of your time, I would, in a more private setting, present that to you. We are heartbroken. We are taken aback by what has happened to us. I have been in communication to a member of the district already. We are pursuing a appeals proceeding, so we do know the process. But we feel so strongly within our family that we had to come here today to let you know of the injustice that we are suffering. If you would please look at our situation, please look at the totality of the facts that are going on. We would please implore you to help overturn a decision that has been made against our family. Thank you for your time.
I have your contact information. We'll be in touch tomorrow.
Thank you.
Next, we have Margarita de la Torre.
Good evening. My name is Margarita de la Torre. I speak a little bit English, but now I try to speak in English. I am one of the parents who attend the CABE conference in Riverside yesterday. I would like to thank our board, superintendent, and the EL program, English Learner Program, for supporting and advocating for the parents' education and for truly making a difference with the parents' involvement. Going to CABE represents to the parents a far-reaching implication and scope, represent our involvement and engagement to achieve that vision of parent involvement. And assuring parents also are accountable to our children's education, but advocating and improving our all learning. Thank you for providing the transportation that really was superb with the elegant coach bus that was a very generous choice by the EL program. And we appreciate it very much. We want to be informed and get all the resources available to us, and by attending these types of conferences, we can become stronger in supporting our children's learning. We thank you for that opportunity to establish a vision for this educational program, and we hope you continue approving it for years to come. We appreciate very much the opportunity to learn because we want our school district to be world-class status. We look forward to next year to sharpen and improve our skills to lead the way with our children. We appreciate your hard work as a board members, your service, and we value and appreciate making us part of these learning experiences. Thank you.
No more for items not on the agenda.
Okay, we move on to public comments on agenda items. Any person wishing to speak on any item on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes.
We have one, Mr. Tobin Brinker.
Good evening. First and foremost, I'm here to say thank you. Item H3 on your agenda this evening is the acceptance of a grant from the Incredible Edible Community Garden Neighborhood Grows Grant Program. And I want to say thank you in advance. We've already been approved for the grant, but now we need you to accept it. This grant gets us 50 trees for Frisbee Middle School. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about what that is and how we did that. First, I'd like to say thank you to Brian Montez from the Facilities Department. He's been instrumental in helping us to apply for this grant. He helped me to write it. I've never written a grant before, but we got it. The grant has two parts. The first part is to create what we call the Falcon's Nest, which it takes an area where there's currently a bunch of concrete that used to have portable classrooms, but they've been gone for years, removes the concrete, which is a heat island, and replaces it with about 25 to 30 trees. And it's right next to our cafeteria. And this will be an area where and we're going to put benches in, and the kids will be able to sit in a nice shaded area, and it'll be a really nice environment for them. It'll also become an outdoor classroom for our science teachers, and they'll be able to teach specifically about global warming and ecology and some other specific lessons. So we're really excited about that. I also would love to give some great thanks to Muhammad Islam and his office. Again, I've never written a grant before, and there's a lot of financial information that they need, and he was so helpful, and just, we were at the last minute needing to put things together, and they just sort of slipped us right in and made sure we had everything we needed to make this thing go. And when we got the notice that we got this, we were just overwhelmed. As you know, this is our 50th anniversary, and this is sort of our final piece, the cherry on top, would you say, of our 50th anniversary year, to get 50 trees for our 50 years. This will be a legacy for our students. It will last for hundreds of years, we hope. Now, I said there were two parts to the program. The first was the Falcon's Nest. The other trees are going to end up on our upper field around our football field. And we've been fundraising all year long with our Falcons at 50 Club for our 50th anniversary to raise money to buy outdoor workout equipment. We were able to raise about $2,500 so far this year. Our goal was to get to $10,000. We're going to continue going next year, and hopefully we'll get the money to purchase all the equipment we want. But I may come back to you and ask for a little help with that at the end if we can, because we'd love to have those shade trees out there and have that outdoor workout equipment. And that wouldn't just be for our kids. If you've ever been to Frisbee early in the morning, or if you come by on the weekends, the community uses our fields. They're out there on the track, walking the track, and those amenities would be not just for the kids, but for the whole community, and everybody in this community would thank you. So I'm just here tonight to say thank you in advance, because I'm hoping you'll approve this for us. And once we get it in, you got to come out and see what it looks like, because I think it's going to be beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
No more comments.
Okay, we move on to comments from association executive board members. And we have Ms. Lindberg here from REA.
Good evening, thank you. I'd like to thank Dale Van Camp and Cal RTA for coming and awarding their annual grants to our teachers. Every year they come to one of our rep council meetings, usually in January, And after they tell us how great retirement is, they proceed to talk about their grants. And we always have a number of winners from Rialto that get those grants, so that's wonderful. Secondly, I'd like to thank you again for awarding the employee scholarships. And I'd like to thank one of our members who organizes reading the applications and the essays every year, and that's Amanda McLeod-Weiser. She really does a good job with that. And then we get a number of volunteers from our rep council to go through all of that. So we get really involved. It's after school and they put in their time, but it's well worth it. So I want to thank those people as well. Third, I want to congratulate Dr. Duncan on his Employee of the Quarter. He attended his last executive board meeting tonight. He chose not to run for a third term, which was disappointing. He would have won easily. And he told us the cutest thing tonight. If you don't know, we have 14 members on our board, and we are a majority of women on our board. And he said growing up with older sisters who were assertive and sometimes bossy made him feel right at home at our meetings. So I thought that was funny. And finally, at executive board tonight, I found out from one of our elementary directors, Sharon Henke, our board had been asking to have a definite schedule for when the report card window is open and when it's closed, and when report cards are going to go out, how soon principals can we've been asking for that for a while. And Dr. Avila asked Jasmine Valenzuela to conduct that meeting, and it's already done. And they reported out tonight that the meeting's done, the schedule's in place, and I just want to thank her for that. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we are going to see if anyone from the California School Employees Association, CSCA, and there is Miss Silva coming to the podium.
Good evening, board, Dr. Avila, and audience. Two couple of things that I would like to thank for. One was the use of Garcia Elementary School. We had a barbecue fest, or a hoedown, we called it. And it was a lot of fun. We had water balloon tosses, and we were playing tug of war, and we even had a watermelon eating contest that we had several winners that complained about being sick to their stomach afterwards, but it was fun. We also wanted to, tonight, I would like to give kudos to every classified employee during Classified School Employees Week. And I did put a challenge out to the directors today because our fiscal department is outstanding. I want to go work in that department. But they had 5 days worth of celebration provided by the administrators. Rialto Middle School is doing a conjunction of teachers and classified. So I just wanted to congratulate all of the classified employees for jobs that they do that we know are important to this district in supporting all of the administration, teachers, and other staff in efforts to give our children the best education they could possibly get. So thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Thank you. And we move on with comments from Communications Workers of America, CWA. Is there a representative here to speak? How about from Rialto School Managers Association, RSMA? Okay, we're going to move on now with comments from the superintendent.
Thank you, President O'Kelly. I would like to begin my report with an official thank you to our school nurses, because May 11th was National School Nurses Day. All this week, we also show a greater deal of gratitude than usual to our classified employees, because it's Classified Employees Appreciation Week. Thank you so much for all that you do, and know that you are valued and you play a critical role in educating our kids and serving our community. I do not want to skip this portion without sincerely stating that the service you provide for our students is simply immeasurable. And so chocolates, lunch, dinner, flowers, however we express our thank you for the hard work you do is never enough. Now, on to other highlights since we last met. Congratulations to KC Elementary School. Thus far, the school has received 5,278 hits on the district's Facebook for its Star Wars STEM project that we know took place a week or so ago. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend. I was at another commitment, And so I was not able to see it in action, but I did have the chance to visit Miss Susan Tarbutton earlier in the year and saw how much of a wonderful job she does with those kids and how she's leading the effort, not only at Casey Elementary School, but for our district. Also on Saturday, May 14th at Cal State San Bernardino, the Inland Empire Alliance of Black School Educators awarded the Dorothy Ingram Excellence in Education Award to 2 outstanding educators in the Rialto Unified School District, Mrs. Gia Darby, counselor at Frisbee Middle School, and Dr. Akalana Osanduawike, principal at Frisbee Middle School. Congratulations to both of you. Congratulations for the award, very much deserved. Also, a big congratulations to all the parents who graduated from Parent University today at the Chavez Huerta Center. Thank you for the inspiration you provide for not only your children, but to us here in the district for being lifelong learners and showing us that one never stops learning. Congratulations, and I know Ms. Margarita was one of the graduates, so congratulations to you once again. And then also the RUSD alumnus recognition today goes out to the historic moment that took place on May 9th at Eisenhower High School as NFL Hall of Famer Mr. Ronnie Lott, class of 1977, came back to Ike to receive his NFL Hometown Hero Award. His inspirational message to the student athletes and the others in the audience was extremely powerful as Mr. Lott reminded students not to forget their roots, to get good grades, work hard, and always stay humble. A big thanks to his wife Karen, Mr. Lott's mother, father, siblings who attended the ceremony to support this true hometown hero who has never forgotten his alma mater, Eisenhower High School. And last, at our last meeting, I was not able to read one of my big ideas from the little big book with 50 big ideas on leadership, and a little birdie named Linda Silva reminded me. So it was a missed portion of my report. And so here we are today with 2 key qualities of a peak performer: skill and will. A peak performer has 2 key qualities. Skill, or competence, is the ability to perform a task correctly and in a timely manner. Will, or commitment, is the eagerness, energy, and spirit shown in the way tasks are done. Skill and will are task specific. Different tasks may produce varying degrees of skill and will. Note that in skill and will, you'll find the word ill. When a team member fails to perform up to the expectations, ask, is it the ill in skill or the ill in will? If it's the ill in the skill, provide direction. Explain, teach, demonstrate, and supervise. If the ill is in the will, provide support, listen, reassure, encourage, prioritize, and mediate. Are you developing peak performers? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Avila. That was beginning to sound like a Dr. Seuss book. Okay, can we go to our lovely Natalie? This is her final board meeting, and we are going to miss her greatly.
So like Mrs. O'Kelly said, this is my last board meeting, and it went by really, really fast. I got on the board late, but still, this was really fast. I'm thankful to be here. I always say that because I truly am. Not everyone gets the opportunity to be up here, so I'm extremely humbled to be sitting here and to be able to speak in front of all of you. So I would like to thank the board. I would like to thank the cabinet. And there's so many other people that I could thank, but I'd go on forever. I've always had a passion for just public speaking. I've always had a passion for school. I've always had that drive, and I've never given up. I've always been a hard worker, and people come up to me and, you know, they tell me that, and it's great to know that they recognize how hardworking I am, that I don't give up, and when I want something, I go for it until I get it. And so for everyone who's ever believed in me, believed that, you know, I could be up here, thank you for that. So that's basically all I wanted to say. I've learned so much being up here. I've learned to really appreciate my district and appreciate all the hard work, all the people who work so hard to make our district great. So I'll be going to UCR this fall, and I'll be coming back because I think it's important to come back to where it all started. So thank you again.
We definitely want you to come back.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll move on with board member Mr. Ayala.
Perfect timing. We have a little music before we
Yeah.
get started. Oh, thought I had that turned off. Well, thank you, President O'Kelly. I'd like to begin, and it's kind of a sensitive issue because I heard some commentary on graduations. And what I want to start with, before I get into the graduations, is perhaps a scenario that many of us are familiar with. And, you know, you look at a family sometimes and you have a family of high achievers, but then there's always that one child that doesn't achieve the way status quo requires achievement to be. And as time progresses, the children grow up and they find their own way. Some move out and some stay local, but they get busy in their own lives. They raise their own families. And then you see the one child that decides to stay home. They say, oh my gosh, when's this kid ever going to leave? You've heard that before. But then, to a surprise, mother and father sometimes, some of the scenarios, they get ill. They need somebody to take care of them. And all of a sudden, that one child that was not a high achiever when he was younger finds his way, and he learns that maybe his lot in life was to take care of his own parents. So as we move into graduation, and I think about these scenarios that are more common than not, I know we want our kids to achieve at high levels. We all do. A lot of our kids at early ages, they're no fault of their own. Maybe their serotonin is low or something. They can't sit still in those chairs. And you've heard this before. Teachers have a right to teach, and students have a right to learn. What do you do with those disruptive kids? Sometimes it's only one or two that needs to be removed, or they're disrespecting the teacher. And then here we are in graduation, and that teacher that was disrespected all year long sees that child with a cap and gown. Sometimes we got to dig deep. You know, it's not easy, but if the children if they've met their requirements, you know, they still got up in the morning, they got dressed, they made it to school. No fault of their own, they're in the system that maybe doesn't work for them, but they made it. So let's just find ways to celebrate those special moments, because you never know who the shooting star is going to be in your family. And keep that in mind, because even at these Ivy League institutions, and these people are trying to achieve at the highest levels, what do you call the person at the lowest level in medical school upon graduation? You call them doctor. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Ayala. And now, Mr. Montes.
Thank you, President O'Kelly. Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight. It looks like no matter what we do, our meetings are going to be around this time, about this long. So thank you for still being here tonight. I want to first of all thank all of the district support staff, district-wide and here at the district office, for the Classified Employees Appreciation a week. Without the support staff, we wouldn't have a lot of the services. We wouldn't be able to operate really without the support staff. And I can go on and on about the million ways that we wouldn't be able to operate this district, but thank you for everything that you do. You guys are also a big part of the children's education here, and me for one, as a school board member, as a parent and a member of the community, I see everybody equal, and our support staff are nothing more, nothing less than anybody else, including board members here on the days. So thank you for everything. I want to thank the parent, Margarita, was it De La Torre?
Yeah.
Who came and spoke tonight. I think she did an awesome job
Yes, she
for
did.
for speaking English as a second language. She spoke English very well, and she did a really good job. And I was happy to hear her do the whole thing in English and really try, and she did an awesome job. And I was also happy to hear about the CABIC conference. I haven't been able to attend one of the CABIC conferences myself, but I think in the future it'd probably be a good idea for the board to accompany the superintendent, and any of the other administrators that attend, along with parents, to these types of conferences, because every school district that I speak with, school board member or an employee from another district tell me that the CABIC conference is one of the best conferences aside from the school board association conferences and whatnot. So maybe we can do that someday down the road. I want to thank our very own teacher, Mr. Tobin Brinker from Frisbee Middle School, for being able to contribute to that grant and helping with that grant and getting that money for those trees for that school. I recently attended the 50th anniversary over at Frisbee, and you guys could use a little shade. You could use a little shade in some areas. So kudos to you guys, and Principal O, and everybody over there for wanting to not just be conform with what you have, but wanting to improve and wanting to really better and beautify your school. So thank you for that. I want to mention recently, last Friday, the district celebrated the We Honor Our Own ceremony, that celebration ceremony for employees that have become 15-year employees, 20-year, 25, 30, 35. I don't think we have 40, do we?
Yes,
No.
we did.
Oh, we did? Okay. And they still didn't know who all the board members were, but it's all good. No, I'm just joking. I like to attend the We Honor Our Own because it's a good time. It's a good time to really meet so many people. Every year, there's new employees. Out of so many employees in the district, every year somebody's hitting the 15-year anniversary mark or the 20-year anniversary mark. And then, so there's always new people attending the celebration who are being recognized, but then you also have the same people that go, even if they're not being recognized, and they go to have a good time, and socialize and good camaraderie there with the district as a whole. So it's an honor for me to be there. It's an honor for me to be a part of that ceremony, recognizing the dedication of the RUSD family members. So thank you to everybody who was able to attend, and I congratulate everyone again who celebrated their 15th anniversary all the way to their 40th, and also the retirees. Speaking of retirees, I almost myself got brought to tears earlier as well, and Ms. Harper, like was just said, thank you's not enough, and and thank you for everything. Many of us here on the board and in and out of the district know that you've been one of the hardest workers that this district has seen. So I wish you well in your retirement, I know you've got grandchildren because I remember them coming up here when I gave you your key. And enjoy them, enjoy time with your family, and enjoy golfing and everything else retirees do, like Mr. Ayala. I unfortunately still got a long way to go before I retire, but in the meantime, I'll contribute my service here to the district in whatever way I can, and look forward to someday retiring like you folks and enjoying that extra time with the family. So thank you for everything again, and thank you, Mr. Silva, for those kind words. I want to congratulate Mrs. Maria Isabel Romano. Parent volunteers, we have so many, and I wish I could give one to all of the parent volunteers, but I'm only restricted to one a year. I chose Mrs. Romano because I hardly hear her say very many things, but I always see her doing a lot of things, and she's everywhere. She's at all the school district events. She's always helping other parents. She's always helping, the schools. And really she does it and doesn't ask for very much, never for recognition. So I figured, hey, it's time somebody recognizes her. I want to congratulate everybody that was recognized tonight, the Employee of the Month. I want to also say that I apologize, Mrs. O'Kelly, for not attending Eisenhower's Ronnie Lott.
There's no excuse, Mr. Montes.
Ceremony. Unfortunately, it was during work hours, and sometimes I can leave work, and sometimes I can't. I just couldn't. So,
Okay.
But I know that the event was very well attended, very nice. From what I understand, Mr. Lott had some very kind and very encouraging words for the students, and even brought them all up on the stage with them, and and told them, this is your stage, this is your school.
And he let them see all of his Super Bowl and Pro Bowl rings.
Wow.
That was pretty impressive.
Wow. So I regret not being there, but maybe I can go to the next Ronnie Lott.
2 years when the stadium's done, or a
Okay.
year and a half.
I'll get a permission slip signed so I can skip work that day. And then I want to congratulate Natalie and thank her for her service on the school board. You've done an awesome job, and we apologize for bringing you on the board late, but we did want to make sure that the process was being followed, and that it was done correctly, and it was done democratically, and you were the shining star of the process, so that's why you joined us, and thank you for everything, and please extend my thanks to your family for letting us, borrow you these late nights, school nights, and congratulations on all of the success that you've had at your school, in your grades, and what you're going to continue to do moving forward. With that, I think we're ready for business. I'm just kidding. No, everybody else has to speak. Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you, President O'Kelly. May I take a point of personal privilege? Student Terry Clay did show up.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm
Mr.
going up to the
Martinez
podium.
is going to present something to Terry. He was not here earlier.
Okay, this is student Terry Clay. This evening I'm presenting him a STEM Scholarship Award for $1,000 in recognition of your outstanding scholastic achievements and excellence in mechanical engineering. The J.W. Martinez Foundation awards a scholarship to you, Mr. Clay, Terry Clay. Thank you.
I just wanted to say a few words.
Take the picture first. Take the picture first.
Before he says something, I just wanted to say a few words. If you remember correctly, Ms. Walker, Terry was offered a full ride scholarship at the beginning of the year when we had the universities come at Carter High School. He was offered a full ride at Tuskegee University, probably approximately $40,000 or more. And but he decided to stay in Southern California, and I guess he will be going to Cal Poly Pomona. So with great privilege, I turn this over to Mr. Clay.
Well, I just want to thank Mr. Martinez because this is really helpful to me because I kind of have to pay all of that. So this is just $1,000 down.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll just continue with my board comments. Are going to be short, and then I'll return to my seat. Congratulations to the class of 2016. And congratulations to all scholarship and grant winners. Remember to never give up. Learn from your failures, my failures, and all the failures around you. Make corrections and continue your journey to success. And then repeat as necessary until you succeed. That is the secret to succeed. And Natalie, thank you for being the school board member for this year. You have left the RUSD a better place, and I wish you every success. I'm very proud of you.
Okay, Vice President Ms. Walker.
Good evening. I'm going to ditto everything everybody else said, right? Thank you, congratulations, yay, shout outs. And again, just to say very much thank you for all of those people who work currently or working for our district who are going to retire this year. I, of course, do not know all of the people, but I do know a few. Ms. Harper is one, Ms. Thompson over at Henry, and I know sometimes, I mean, you know, you make an impact and everything, and, you know, but it is time to go. It's hard to leave and everything, but we thank you for your service in this district. I just recently received some information from Dr. Avila sent out the embargo data on the CDE, and for those of you, I have to pay attention to some of this data. And so I got to see preliminary data for Rialto Unified, and I was really excited to see some of the things that were there. And so I want to thank, first of all, our administrative staff who works on our curriculum and having opportunities, because our A through G completion rates, I was so excited, especially by subgroups, looking at male increases and things of that sort. And I know it's so important that you all created opportunities for students first to recover credits, and they were able to recover credits that were making them, you know, to apply to the college-going required classes for the California Public Schools. So thank you for all the work that you've done, especially on the virtual classes, and those teachers and administrators who've been able to craft those and the partnerships to make those things happen. So thank you. The other thing is that the LCAP draft, didn't want to see it that thick, but I was like, oh no, I won't be looking at this anytime before graduation in totality. But I was able to look at the briefings and read some of the new things and changes and additions and everything, and very excited to see the input from a lot of the stakeholders that hadn't been there before, and we're looking at that, and it's actually included in the LCAP this time. So again, thank you to Jasmine. I know you've led the LCAP team this entire time, and to have that input and some of the things that we've had to go through revisions and input. But I think it is definitely getting to the place where it's a document that is reflective of all of our students and the students' needs, to make all of our students and staff successful at making sure that Rialto is the model district across the United States. That
Keep going. Keep going.
Right. So thank you to that. And then lastly, I just want to talk about how proud I am to be on this board. And I'm going to cry a little bit because it's just, today I ended up seeing a student of mine from, he went to Frisbee Middle School years and years ago, and I met him in a mentoring program at that time, and I see him periodically over the years in the community and everything, and I ran across him today, this afternoon, and I was telling him that my company was offering some jobs, temporary jobs and everything, if he was still looking for work. And he's like, yeah, I'm looking for work. And I asked him, I said, well, what do you want to do? And I had all these, because people will send me stuff because I know people who are looking for work. And I'm like, hey, BNF, the railroad is hiring. He's like, I don't want to work there. I'm like, do you want to work or do you, you know? And so he said, I do, but I want to work this kind of work. And I said, well, let's stop. What do you want to do? He said, and he's going to be 27. I asked him, and I said, well, how old are you now? He said, I'm 26, I'm going to be 27 this summer. And so I said, well, what do you want to do? And he said, he didn't really know yet. But he's a worker. He will work. And I just said, well, you know, you're always good to go to school. You can go back to school. And he said, yeah, I know. And he said, but right now I can't. I have to work. And I said, well, you know, you need to find somewhere that's going to be, if you're going to work, make a career, somewhere there's going to be a career. And I said, you know, he said, well, I'm trying to get a good city job or a government job or something like that. And I went on Craigslist to look, and I was like, Craigslist? But immediately I begin to tell him that's not the place to look, where you need to look at. And then I start talking about Rialto Unified, and it just was secondhand. I told him that we are like the biggest, you know, employer in Rialto. We're bigger than the city, and all these things, and the variety of things. This ties into, I'm doing a Mr. Ayala. This ties into Classified Employees Week. But the fact that we have so many opportunities in this district, and you don't have to be a teacher. You don't have to have a great job and a great opportunity in this district. And literally, I went on for at least 5 minutes about all the opportunities that since I've been on the board, I've been able to come in contact with people, opportunities, occupations I had never even heard of, all this great stuff for people to do and work here. So I shout out to our classified employees and everything that they do, because I'm very proud to be a part of this district. Just thank you for everything that you do. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Okay, well, it's down to me, and I will try to be fast, but I have to tell you, this is the busiest time of year. And I have been very, very busy, so I've got to, and having a lot of fun, although my feet hurt, but from all the standing. I want to just reiterate, let's see, a couple weeks ago I attended the Lynx Breakfast Ball at the Doubletree Hotel. The Lynx is a wonderful organization that raises funds for scholarships for students. And it's really fun because you're supposed to get all dressed up elegant like you're going to a ball, but you're going to have breakfast. So it's a lot of fun. And that night they awarded over $37,000 in scholarships to 13 kids. And each of the kids spoke, and the topic they had been given was the most influential person in my life. And I tell you, these were real tearjerker speeches. It was really beautiful, and I really enjoyed going to that. And then, of course, I attended the Eisenhower High School Ronnie Lott event. And the whole purpose of this, it's a program that's a partnership between Ford and the NFL. It's called the Hometown Heroes Program. And Ronnie Lott came back to Eisenhower. I had brought him back when I was principal so we could rename our stadium for him. And he's just a wonderful, wonderful man. And he will be coming back when our new stadium is built and we can dedicate the beautiful new stadium to him. But he came back for this. The school got this beautiful plaque to put in the school. And but it also inducted Eisenhower High School into the Hall of Fame. And currently there are only 98 schools nationwide that are considered to be Hall of Fame schools, and Eisenhower is one of them. So you can see the footballs. I have mine at home next to my autographed jersey, which everybody teases me about bragging about, but I do. Okay, and I also attended the Gold Ribbon Awards dinner in Anaheim with Dr. Avila, and Jasmine Valenzuela went, as well as Lisa Lindberg and the principals of the school, and a lot of us went. It was really a nice affair. It was very busy. There were a lot of people there, and we got our pictures taken with Tom Torlakson, the state superintendent of schools. And the schools, it was Dollahan and Myers. They received beautiful plaques to put up in their schools. And we are very, very proud of those schools for achieving this, and hope next year we have some more gold ribbon schools. I also attended the senior awards nights at both Carter and Rialto high schools. And these are just some of my favorite times of year because these are the kids that are getting awards and scholarships, and they're so happy, and it's just really nice to see them get the recognition they deserve for 12 years of hard work. Next, tomorrow night, I believe it is at Eisenhower, and they will be having theirs. So the We Honor Our Own, I have to tell you, as a longtime former employee of the district, this is one of the most meaningful events to me every year, because as I stand up there, the board's up at the front and we shake everybody's hands, but I know most of those people one way or another through my years in the district. So it's like a little reunion. I just love it. It's a lot of fun, and I don't miss that one. And last night I went to Eisenhower for their band concert, their spring band concert. Eisenhower's band director, Todd Noden, joined Eisenhower in 2005. And sadly, the previous band director had kind of disintegrated the band. There were 5 kids left that said they were band students. In fact, for graduation that year, we used to hold graduation in the football stadiums, and we always had a live band playing. It was usually the school band, but that year, my own son and his band buddies had to join with the 5 students we still had in band so we could have proper music at the graduation. And what Mr. Noden has done with the instrumental music program at Eisenhower is to be commended. It's excellent. The last night's concert was a little long, but it was worth it. They did a wonderful job, and I'm very, very proud of him and the success he has made for those students who love music at that school. And this morning, I attended the Parent University graduation. There were a lot of graduates. We've had a lot of parents going through our Parent University. There's like 5 different programs you can sign up for classes in, and it was really special. It was really nice to honor them and to see them get their certificates of graduation. I want to say, Natalie, we will miss you terribly. You have been a wonderful student board member, and again, I praise you on your speaking. You always have something great to say, and we appreciate that. And I have to say this, Jen Harper, you are a treasure in this district. I love you, and I wish you all the best, and you know that. And now I think we need to move on with business. Okay, public hearing. Do I have a motion to open public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any person wishing to speak on the item on the public hearing agenda will be granted 3 minutes. Do we have any, Dr. Avila?
We do not.
Okay. Number 1, public hearing. Pursuant to the requirements of governmental code and board policy, the attached initial 2016-2017 proposal submitted by Rialto Unified School District for an agreement between Rialto Unified School District, the Board of Education, and California School Employees Association, CSEA, Chapter 203, is hereby posted in compliance with the legislative requirements for public notice. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then the next item is just public information about the Williams inspection reports, 2015-2016, third quarterly report, and that is reference D 2.1. Consent calendar items. All items on the consent calendar will be acted upon in one motion unless pulled by the Board of Education members or the superintendent for individual action. Do I have a motion to approve consent calendar items reference E through J?
I make a motion to approve items E through J, including item H3 to accept a grant from the Incredible Edible Community Garden through the Neighborhood Grows Grant Program in the amount of $6,774 for the purchase and planting of 50 shade trees on the Frisbee Middle School campus.
Do you want to read all the rest of them too, Mr. Montes?
I was making my motion. Anyone want
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And okay, we move on to discussion action items, and we have 1, approve the renewal of the annual software license and maintenance for the Synergy Student Information System coverage with EduPoint Educational Systems beginning July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017. Is there a motion to approve?
Gladly, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And second, approve the recommendations of the Administrative Hearing Panel. Administrative hearing case numbers 15-16-47, 15-16-41, stipulated case numbers 15-16-45, 15-16-39, and reinstatement of expulsion case number 15-16-24. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Except I abstain on the first one. 15, 16, 47.
15, 16, 47, that's one abstention
Mhm.
and 4 ayes. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we move on with adjournment, and we have a, Natalie, will you make the motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
And before she concludes, I'd like to maintain the tradition of presenting our student board member with a recognition from the Board of Education, her own gavel, where she'll get the opportunity to close the meeting with her personalized gavel.
Ooh, all right.
We adjourn to get to hit the wood.
All right. So I'm.
Okay, first make the motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So hit it and say, and we're, say, meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
Well done.
The goal is to encourage our students that are in our local area